Jesus freak here. I was gonna crash out for a bit, but just before I could, my cat decided she wanted to sit on my bed. Angel, you know, when you get a cat, it's like, they do what they want. Anyway, was talking about my toothache in the last video, and as of present, it has not returned. Um, and had someone suggesting colloidal silver in the comments, and the kind of alternative medicine is something I want to avoid as much as really modern stuff. The saying, what do you call alternative medicine that works? Medicine. I have my distrust of Big Pharma. But I do rely on sometimes, older or simpler stuff. I may occasionally rely on newer stuff if the older stuff isn't really cutting it, but I really try to avoid that. I won't take anything that I know has a major effect on my brain. So, like, nothing for my depression. It's deliberately unmedicated because I think the cure is worse than the disease. And like, I've had a couple doctors want me on Lipitor, and I'm like, I don't trust anything where they've had to, take out loads and loads of advertising to try to convince people to get their doctors to prescribe it for them. But, common first aid stuff. I got a tube of Neosporin that I use for injuries. I rely on Tylenol for headaches a lot, and it's been a case for decades. If it's really bad, and like bad bedding, and it's cheap, worn out bedding or whatever, wrenches out my back or something like that, I might take naproxen. But I tend to prefer, basic stuff. The stuff that I used on my teeth that actually worked was basically Arm & Hammer's version of Sensodyne. It's like, what is it that makes Sensodyne? Potassium nitrate. Niter. It's not like I'm using any fancy stuff here. Honestly, that worked better than I was tempted to try a few other things first, but that worked better than a bunch of other things I did try. I have a bit of a dull headache right now, but that's about it. I'll be heading out later. I got some errands to do, but Jesus freak out.